Hey, deserving listeners, 90 Day Fiancé. Let's watch.
He never. It's so sad.
What's really sad? Can I say something?
Jessica, go ahead.
What was she in it for?
If you are a good friend for Benjamin, Benjamin tell you the truth.
Oh no, let's not play games.
I mean, Jessica, get out of the way. We want to know about this whole detail about the cameras. Like, let's get back to that thing. Like, I'm worried that this is going to derail us from learning more about that situation.
You're all about honesty and integrity.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell the truth?
The truth is that Benjamin tell me that you love to stay in the drama. So I can see with Jasmine that you love to stay in the drama.
I have no drama. I'm a married woman. I work 70 hours a week. What is my drama?
So I don't even know what they're talking about. But she says, as an attack to Jessica, Ben told me you like to, you know, be a part of the drama, and Ben even nodded his head. So, but I don't even know what they're talking about, and I don't understand why Jessica's involved in this conversation. Let's get back to the thing about Ben filming with and publishing without her consent.
It's so bad because you have a husband. Respect your husband. Respect your family.
So tell me what my drama is.
This right here is the drama.
Besides Ben's bullshit for the whole time that he's been dating you, I have no drama in my life.
You are more fake than Mahogany's filters.
I don't even understand what we're talking about. What are they arguing about? I guess Jessica's saying Mahogany's fake and scamming. Okay, we hear that from a lot of people. It's possible. Let's move forward.
Give me a break. You don't come to me with that bitch.
What?
Thank you, Jasmine. You are incredible.
Up until this point, we haven't been in this mode on this show where it's just people yelling at each other for I don't even know why. And I'm noticing now when they do this in the tell-all, I'm sure it's a wonderful trailer to get people to watch, but I get nothing out of it as a citizen or a therapist. It's just two people, you know, it's like in a bar when someone steps on someone's foot and they're like, get out of the way, and people just start fronting on each other, and it's just like, ugh, you know. So we're getting away from the content of like trying to understand these individuals, and people are just screaming at each other and trying to. I'm remembering like the Darcy and Stacy tell-all last month. It was like the whole thing was that, and I remember there was even earlier moments. Well, I guess in every tell-all there's moments like that where I just don't even react to, like when Colt and Jess and Larissa, and they were all just screaming at each other. I don't know. I guess it makes good TV, but it doesn't make good reaction videos for me.
That Gino reached out to you first, right?
Correct.
Gino, you said Jessica reached out to you first.
Mm-hmm.
Should I pull up the DM where it's at the very top of the conversation, and he sends me a message and says, I just have to ask, are you Sicilian?
He was not even flirting on you, and you are not his type.
It's interesting that we're seeing a verbal representation, I think, of Jasmine's conversation with that, with Gino's previous partner, the one who sent that picture, one Gino sent the picture to. We either saw it on the show or someone posted it, and I don't even know if that was accurate or not. Someone sent me a link. And we're seeing that Jasmine will flip into this attack mode on the other women when they're just trying to inform Jasmine of what Gino did. I mean, so Gino is saying that Jessica contacted Gino first. Gino is saying that, or Jessica's saying that Gino contacted her first. What did I say? I'm sure you know what I mean. And I'm sure that if Jasmine were to take a beat, she would say, well, who do I believe, Jessica or Gino? Well, Gino lies about this sort of stuff all the time. So at least there's a question mark there. But instead, she's just going after Jessica with insults and rejection, and it's an interesting mode that she goes into. I wonder what's being triggered right now.
I get my point
Go
across.
ahead, Jessica.
Thank you. Gino sent me a DM. The first message was from him, and it said, I just have to ask, are you Sicilian, with a cowboy hat emoji.
Look, you want attention. You are here.
Yes, that's all you want. You are messing.
I don't understand why they say this. I remember they were saying this to Jesse as well. It's like, do they not understand that the TV producers asked them to be on the show? And I guess by definition, y'all are like that. So it's not a valid accusation, at least in the situations that I see it. And Sean is asking her a question in the same way that Sean was asking Jesse questions. And when Jesse would answer, Florian, you're just here to get attention. It's like, just, hear the answer. And the longer you do this, the longer this person is there, just let them say what they're saying and move on.
Mahogany, but then you're telling Mahogany things about Jessica that are unflattering. Is that right, Benjamin?
Yeah.
I say the truth. Some of the truth is going to be unflattering, but it's not, to pit them against each other.
Ben, you're fake. You are the fakest person I've literally ever known. Mahogany.
Wow, what a turn. So Jessica is there presumably to support Ben and I guess to attack everyone on this show. And Sean was saying, it seems like Ben is pitting you against each other, and I could see how it would look that way. And maybe that's true, but I could also see a situation where, because I think they're talking about how Ben was telling Mahogany that Jessica is into drama, and I think it's also possible that Ben is being honest when, or at least from his perspective, that he's not trying to pit people against each other. He's just being a little honest. And so I could see a scenario where Ben might go to Mahogany and say, so by the way, Jessica's going to be on the show, but she's kind of into drama, and you just have to watch out for that. I could imagine that, or maybe there's a previous interactions or something, and one could argue that's pitting Mahogany and Jessica against each other. You could also just say it was a forewarning, and then Mahogany just outs Ben and says, Ben told me you're into drama, and then so I don't know what's happening there, and then they all start calling her fake, that she's just in it to get clout, which is possible, but who knows. And then she starts telling Ben that he's fake. He's the fakest person on the planet. So with friends like that, who needs enemies?
He calls me fake. Jasmine calls me fake. You're fake. You're like, I need your advice. I need you to be my voice of reason. Not because I'm dramatic, but because clearly your head's been in the clouds.
That is 100% correct, and you're also dramatic.
Okay. So Ben's saying, 100% correct, I did confide in you, and all the things you said, and you're dramatic. So given what Jessica is presenting, I'm guessing she's got some issues as well around being triggered, and Ben has observed that and is calling it dramatic, which I wouldn't recommend someone do. It's pretty hurtful. It's discounting. There's another word for it, I imagine, like you are very expressive with your opinions.
I also think that you gave me some really good advice along the way.
Well, I wouldn't know it by the you've been talking to everybody else.
I wasn't talking no. I said that, yes, you are dramatic, and that is fine.
And you are a narcissist.
Wow. I mean, I'm laughing because it's so awkward. Because she's not just kind of a friend. I think she's like a legit ongoing friend of Ben's. At least that's the way it was presented. So we're watching, I don't know why this is more hard to watch when you see like long-term friends turning on each other like this. Because we see couples do this all the time in the show. But there's something about this one that just feels like, ooh, yeesh. So I don't know, but it looks like she was hurt by the revelation that he said something negative about her to Mahogany. She feels ganged up on, and she's coming out strong, and she is angry, and she's accusing him of things, and says, you're talking a bunch of crap about me. Now, there's another world in which he frequently will say negative things about her to other people, and that bothers her. But I don't know, it kind of looks like it was just that drama word. Again, my dog is barking. There are bunnies outside. I can see them, or at least I did. And the bigger dog, I think comes from a breed that is very focused on bunnies and is trying to communicate with the bunnies. I was trying to figure out what the dog, what he's saying right now. Hey, bunny, or maybe it's a breed of hunting. He's a mutt. It's various different breeds. Anyway, that's what you're hearing. But so she turns it. You're a narcissist. Talked about that already. I won't go down that road again.
I'm dramatic, and you are a narcissist, and you're delusional.
In the broader sense, you could argue that he's not delusional in the schizophrenic or psychotic sense, but in the broader sense, it is a viable conceptualization or label that he deluded himself, at least at the beginning, into believing something that there wasn't a lot of evidence regarding whether or not this woman online who won't talk with you is actually in love with you. So, it's not inaccurate.
Okay, so Benjamin, Mahogany, you guys are back together, right?
Yes.
Mahogany, are you and Benjamin back together as boyfriend and girlfriend?
So Sean asked a great question there. She asked Ben, "You're back together?" Ben says, "Yeah." But then Sean wisely is like, "Well, let's check in with Mahogany." So let's see what she says.
Oh boy. Well, Benjamin said they're back together.
Yeah.
Mahogany, are you and Benjamin boyfriend and girlfriend?
Benjamin needs proof more. If he have a good intention.
Wow.
If we believe that, which I think I'm leaning towards personally, all the rhetoric around does he have a good intention? So, wow. I mean, it's really the fact that she is, I think, showing she legit wants to and maybe has always wanted to maybe be with him or at least see. And all that talk about does he have good intentions, which you would imagine would be a logical thing to wonder about. And of course, for some people, a lot of people, they'll do this in any relationship, even if you're the same age and you live in the same town. It's like, well, let's go slow because I want to make sure that you actually really like me and you're not just in it for sex, for example. And I think that's what she's saying. At least that's my guess. And so when asked, are you in a relationship? She's saying, well, we're on the road, but I'm still making sure that he's not up to no good. Okay. I mean, if that's true, then it really does paint a different picture on the beginning. And if we add in the hypothesis that she was terrified of the cameras and she has anxiety about that kind of thing, then I guess it all starts to make sense.
I think his intentions were good when he came down there twice to see you.
Yeah,
his intentions were good when you weren't running away from him.
Yeah.
I think you need to grow up a little bit, little girl.
We have a very young relationship. It's very new. And she's worried that I'm still not here for the right reasons. And it takes trust. There's just no replacement for trust.
Yeah, so Kim is saying you have to grow up. They're saying I think he does have good intentions, and I think a lot of people watching would agree that, or I don't know, maybe well, at least some people would conclude that Ben isn't in it just to have sex with her and leave her. It doesn't look that way anyway. At least I think to a lot of people, including me. And so they're looking at Mahogany and saying, "What's wrong with you? Why would you question his intentions? You could certainly not want to be with him if you don't want to, but to think he's up to no good doesn't seem rational based on the data." And that's fine, but we don't know what was really happening. We also, regardless of age, people can go at whatever pace they want to. And the two of them, I think, are okay with this current pace.
Is this friendship between you and Benjamin still intact? You still consider him a good friend?
Before I even address Ben, I actually want to say one last thing to Mahogany, and that's that I am sorry. After hearing Ben and hearing your side of it, if anybody is a victim, it's you.
Wow. I mean, is this black and white thinking? I mean, the turn, the attack, you're a scammer, you're a scammer, you're a scammer. Then she learns, I think in terms of what we saw, that Ben told Mahogany that she's into drama, which is a hurtful way of saying it. But on the scale of things, I don't know if everyone would take it as hard as I think she's taking it. But anyway, after that one detail, she is now 100% on Mahogany's side and 100% against Ben. Yeah. Like I said, with friends like these, who needs enemies?
Ben has painted the picture the entire time, like, poor Ben, and his heart is so broken. And now, after hearing how two-faced of a person Ben is, I hope that you see Ben's true colors today, because I'll never forget them.
Two-faced because he has made a conclusion that I think, unfortunately, a lot of people would agree with based on this extremely limited exposure to her personality, that she's into drama. Again, I wouldn't use that word. I would say opinionated or up for being on a reality TV show. I mean, literally everyone on this show could be accused, except for Mahogany to some extent, because it looks like she didn't want to be on camera, but agreed to it anyway. That just because of that conclusion, and even the way Ben presented it later, he's like, "No, I'm saying you're my friend, and you know, you're into drama sometimes." That just because of that, it's a complete 180. Now, there's a possibility that Jessica isn't a real friend. You know, I think there are some rumors that people will tell me that the friends on the show aren't actual friends, that they're either acquaintances, because it's not always easy to find a friend that will be willing to come on the reality TV show, and sometimes they don't have any friends and they need to have a scene with friends, and so they'll just like randomly pick people or pick acquaintances, for example. So maybe that's what's happening.
Jessica, what is the issue? Did you think
I have nothing
told?
to say to you.
Did you think that I told?
I have zero to say to you. Ben, you're a fraud. You're a narcissist. You are thirsty as all hell. So despite what Jasmine wants to accuse me of, and you're a liar and a friend.
Wow. I mean, unless there's more detail, which of course there could be, this is an interesting reaction. And I will point out that Ben's being pretty level-headed in this moment, especially compared to other cast members, especially compared to what's happening right now. So unless there's a background to this massive accusation, I mean, let's rewind that, because that should be a t-shirt, right? In terms of all the accusations that are coming out. Not a t-shirt that we would have, but, you know, a meme.
To say to you.
Did you think that I told?
I have zero to say to you. Ben, you're a fraud. You're a narcissist. You are thirsty as all hell. So despite what Jasmine wants to accuse me of, and you're a liar and a friend. And that's the truth.
What is the issue? Because I don't understand.
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting the impression that Ben's like, where's this coming from? I don't understand. All I said was to Mahogany that you're kind of into drama, and it's not a horrible thing. I thought maybe even you identified that way, and now I'm a narcissist and a fraud and a liar and I'm two-faced. I'm telling it to your face. So, but now I'll hold out for the fact that maybe Jessica would have this other story of like, no, Ben is two-faced in a, you know, menagerie of ways that I've experienced from him. But I don't know what's happening.
You've literally been talking to me. You told her that I was here for the drama. So let's be clear on that.
Jessica, I said you were dramatic.
So are you. And you're selfish. And you only put yourself first. I actually felt sorry for you. But after hearing Mahogany and after the things you said about me, I have no sympathy for you at all.
Yeah. Unless this is all drummed up, it's interesting how quickly we could, because we have almost no FaceTime or, you know, screen time with Jessica, and if I'm seeing it accurately, which who knows, it's quite a presentation of a personality, right? That very, very quick turn. And let me talk about that for a second. So when we are young, we tend to see things in black and white terms. You'll see this in your children, that when they like you, they really like you, and when they hate you, they really hate you. That's just a summary. and that's normal, you know. And they'll when you're disappointing them, like you didn't get them a cookie or it's bedtime, they might utterly hate you, and then 5 minutes later they love you again. It's because when we're younger, we lack the ability to see gray. We lack the ability to see nuance. It's simpler to see black and white. That's why stories of evil versus good appeal to one, our more foundational way of seeing the world, but also to younger audiences, let's say. Anyway, so there's that. And when you have traumas, you will retain that way of seeing things in the world. The other thing is that if you're relationally traumatized such that you have a lot of betrayal and a lot of abandonment, you will have a schema that betrayal is around every corner. And whenever it was a betrayal, you could argue that it was a betrayal that Ben said to Mahogany, my friend Jessica is into drama. And you could argue that's a betrayal. It's a hurtful thing that you're saying to someone behind their back. And I think what Ben would say, and as he did say, is just like, I'm just stating facts. And if we're seeing an accurate representation, I don't think it would be unfair. Again, I would use a different word, but that Jessica is combative. Let's just put it that way. And so for some people, when they go through those chronic traumas of abandonment and betrayal, when they detect a small betrayal, it'll feel 100 times more hurtful to them, and then the pain will be 100 times bigger, and then their anger will be commensurate with that pain.
I think that you're such a two-faced person and a friend. So you can consider any loyalty from me to be done.
Wow. So I don't think we're going to resolve this situation tonight, and I'm sorry that
Yeah, it's almost like we need a spin-off show with Ben and Jessica and their friendship to go into that detail. Yeah.
You know, you cannot let someone trample all over you like that. You got to stand up for yourself. I just thought the male cast members this season just have been really weak, just weak. Everyone seemed to just kind of be going along with a stronger personality, and that was frustrating to watch.
It's frustrating to watch paternalism, sexism, misogyny, old ideas of genders and dominance being talked about by an American in 2022. That's frustrating to watch.
This might have been the last straw. Bye, guys. I think she's probably had it. You know, this has been a really long journey for her, and it did not go as planned and went far, far worse than I could have ever thought, and probably killed our relationship.
What? He thinks that what happened today killed their relationship. What? I don't understand. How did that happen? Because Ben and Mahogany, they didn't really have it out exactly. There weren't any revelations or anything. So maybe Ben is just worried or something. But if I was to be a conspiracy theorist, I would wonder if Ben and Mahogany had talked prior to the tell-all that they would act like they were in a relationship so they could at least have something to talk about during the tell-alls and continue into the, throughout the season. I mean, I don't want to believe that's true, but I don't know. It's just another example of me being confused by this couple. All right, well, that does it for that episode. Everyone out there, please take care of yourself because you deserve it. You really, really do.